just want to talk about some of the questions facing the Chicago Bulls. And it's questions that I think we all kind of know to different and varying degrees, right? The first one being, of course, we got to know who's running the show, right? Like, at this point now, I could say with 100% seriousness, we here at Chicago Bulls Central has done more work on the 2026 NBA draft than the Chicago Bulls front office. You know why I could say that? Because we don't have a front office, right? And so with the draft lottery coming right around, right? Like only a few days away, only a couple of weeks away at this point, goes down on May 10th. The draft combine starts the same day. The fact that we do not have a head of basketball ops, that is still the biggest question facing the Chicago Bulls because so much ties into what that means. It goes down on May 10th, which is also Mother's Day, crazily enough, right? Like that's wild, right? But so basically a little over 2 weeks away. And so the fact that we don't have that yet, and I think that's more important than what some kind of casual fans are going to understand because, you know, the draft combine is where you see a lot of these prospects up front, right? You get to meet with a lot of these draft prospects, especially if they're going to have a front office that cares about character of players. You want to meet those guys. You want to talk to them. You want to do those type of things. I'm already giving up the fact that we're probably not going to have a coach by that time, right? Probably not going to have a coach by then. You know, if we do, great. Like if we hire a new front office exec and they move quickly on hiring a head coach, we'll get more into that in a second because we could have already lost out on one of the candidates when it comes down to it. But I think when you look at this overall, like you have to ask that question on when are we getting this done? I think the May 10th thing has to be a hard deadline to get this done, right? And of course now Bulls fans have a legitimate concern over the front office loyalty and stuff like this. But you know, the front office decision is what defines everything because that is the person who's going to have the vision for the team. That's the person that's going to mold this team, that's going to make the decisions in the draft and free agency. So it is the most important question here for the Chicago Bulls because, you know, if the Bulls don't have a front office exec in place by May 10th, does that mean Pax is going to be running the draft combine, like the draft process? Like, you know, it's so many questions up in the air when you get that done, right? Like we heard, you know, last week that Pax, you know, has a lot of power now with the Chicago Bulls because they haven't found a front office exec yet. We heard the list of candidates of, you know, interviewees they're going to bring in. We also heard that there could be 3 other interviews that weren't on that initial list that we just didn't hear about. But at the same time, like at some point you got to get this done. And I get it. A lot of those execs that we wanted to interview are on playoff teams and they're probably really engaged in their team right now in the playoffs, but work got to get done. And so the question becomes about, if you don't have a front office exec in place, who is running the Bulls draft process? Who is doing that?